More than 215,000 people are expected to flock to Miami for America's biggest sporting event. And all of those fans come with big appetites.
We do two things here. We play and we eat.
That's Dayani De La Cruz, or Chef D, the executive chef of the Super Bowl. She's in charge of feeding everyone, from the fans to the players and performers. She runs an army of 3,000 culinary professionals, hustling day and night, leading up to the big game. But they're not just serving up stadium nachos. They're also whipping up complex dishes like porchetta and seafood paella, and they're doing it all against the clock, delivering meals across a stadium the size of, well, a football field.
We are living on this amazing adrenaline rush, and it's like a bomb just blew in the middle of the kitchen. It feels like we all go to war. We all fight our own battles, and at the end of the run, we come back and we tell the stories about how we made it.
So how do they feed all of football's biggest fans? This year, Miami's Hard Rock Stadium is hosting the big game. The stadium and its caterer Centerplate are no stranger to big events. But for Super Bowl 54, things are taken up a notch.
We are doubling the building and everything that we're doing so far.
50% more staff was brought in just for Super Bowl Sunday, including dishwashers, line cooks, inventory staff, and 35 chefs flown in from all over North America. But the staff has to think beyond the game. There are also press events, NFL executive dinners, and the fan experience at Miami Beach Convention Center, which means on top of the 65,000 fans squeezing into the stadium, the chefs are responsible for feeding an extra 150,000 people in just 1 week. While it wouldn't share an exact number, Centerplate does expect millions of dollars in sales for the Super Bowl alone. To get it all done, the culinary team began planning for this event nearly 4 years ago, but it all comes down to the 24 hours before the Super Bowl.
There is a system to the madness. I know people don't believe that, but it is. There is something behind it. So this is how we work Super Bowl. Everything is in order. We kind of have a system. We have orders. We have labels.
Inventory staff receives all incoming produce, starting 36 hours before game day. It's hustled into storage or divided into kitchen fridges. Chefs typically do most of the cooking from 7 kitchens in the stadium. But for Super Bowl Sunday, they had to wheel in 3 extra mobile kitchens and outsource cooking to local vendors in the Miami Beach Convention Center. Main kitchens crank out food for lounges, suites, and concession stands. And in those stands, the staff aims to keep the time between ordering your food and getting it in your hand at 45 seconds.
Now these, what we do is we pre-cook them and we'll finish them in the oven the day of the game. And we'll keep them in the hot boxes at temperature and then we'll serve them.
Kitchens are divided up into cold and hot sections. In the cold kitchen, they're throwing together dishes like wedge salads and ceviche. In hot, they're frying up heaps of plantains and chicken wings. Chefs line up rows of turkey sandwiches, labor over vats of lamb curry, and dish out gallons and gallons of baked beans for the sweets. Here, they'll be cooking 10,000 hot dogs alone.
A little bit weary, tons of fun though. I'm a football fan, so go 49ers.
Once cooked, all the food is rushed down the stadium's secret highway under the stands.
Sorry, I walk fast. Tell me if I'm going to slow down. We call these the belly of the beast. We are walking through what we call our area when it comes to food and beverage. I'm having a coffee macaroon so I can continue going. Anybody who walks on game day should have between 6 to 11 miles.
All this is in preparation for the biggest food rush, right before kickoff. Food heads up to one of the 85 concession stands and carts in the concourse. While some stands have small grills to finish up cooking, most rely on deliveries from downstairs whenever they get close to running out.
Let's just say that doesn't happen often, but if it does, then somebody calls the radio and then somebody runs really fast.
But with the stadium's massive size and thousands of people clogging up the concourse, deliveries can be tough.
It's a big giant that moves on his own sometimes.
Today, you might be selling all the flat pie pizza. Tomorrow, you might be selling all the burgers. So it's all about readjusting and making sure that we manage the expectations.
Upstairs, they're handling smaller tasks, but the same amount of food.
We are in what we call the cold side area for suites. Out of these 2 kitchens, we fit about 157 suites. Imagine 157 small restaurants. We are in the best kitchen at Hard Rock Stadium. Woo! Who is the second Super Bowl? We got two pioneers, 3.
Here, they're slicing up cheese and roasting racks on racks of mushrooms.
Imagine what you see here and cook for 1,600 people for me.
The team cranks out 400 different menu items on Super Bowl Sunday alone. And if one thing breaks, well,
If one oven breaks, it's like a domino effect. Something is gonna fall behind. So you can't take anybody's for granted, especially in such a large operation like what we have here.
and in this game, the size is the biggest hurdle. At a regular restaurant for a regular day, you might order just 2 cases of lobster tails.
Instead of receiving 2 cases of lobster tail, you're receiving 3,000. We just smoked about 4,400, almost 5,000 pounds of pork butts. Right now, actually, I'm bringing about 9,000 cookies, which is crazy. I just called my vendor and I say, I need more cookies.
Luckily, Chef D can rely on others to help make the magic happen. She's hired 40 local vendors to churn out everything from 4,000 popsicles within a week to cake pops, cookies, and bundt cakes for the sweets.
Working 24 hours a day. I have 4 shifts right now. I have to rent extra refrigeration.
This is the founder of Pastries Art, a family-owned bakery in charge of all the desserts for the Super Bowl. And yes, she did get that call for those 9,000 cookies.
Chef D is super funny. We plan and get organized, and then she said, "Oh, by the way, Mama, just so you know, I may order a little bit more cookies." I'm like, "Okay, sure, no problem. How many more?" I don't know, about 2,500 more. And I said, "Sure, Chef, no problem. I got it. And then when I hang up the phone, I'm like, "Oh my God, we have 2,500 more cookies."
It's Center Plate's 15th Super Bowl, but it's Chef D's first.
We are, all of us, bearing ourselves to thousands of fans out there. I always tell everybody on game day, find a little moment, and look down into the bowl and find yourself thinking, pat yourself in the back and say, I did that.